kids and help with the youth. I'm like, Lord, I still, Sunday's coming. What you want me to say? And Lord, last night, I just heard him say the time is now.
Yes,
and I know we're getting in that transition where we're working on evangelists, going out to the community. We've rallied out. We had a church meeting, which was awesome. And we had some questions like, hey, why do you not invite people to church? Why are we not inviting? Like, are you comfortable in your own salvation? Like, do you know God for yourself? So some of the questions that we asked and some of the responses we got was like, well, I may live far away. Or I think to me, one of the suggestions that we had was maybe I'm not getting God for myself. Maybe I'm not getting victory in my life. So if I'm reading the word, if I'm coming to church every Sunday and I don't feel like I'm winning, why would I invite anybody else? I feel like I can be doing something else. When I look around in the pews or in the seats and I see the kids on their phone, you can do that at home. Why come to church? And so we started looking at ways that we can, I was telling the kids, when I work with the youth, I always love church because I love school. And so I grew up in the Baptist church with Reverend Brown, Mount Carmel. I love going to church because I love going to class. I learned something. We had snacks and all that too, but I love learning. And so even if my mom didn't go, hey, well, it's all right, I'll ride the van or I'll do this, I'm going to go. I just wanted to go. I just wanted to learn. And I feel the same with our youth. And that's why we have, I know it's a lot of us, we have some youth leaders that we're working with the kids because they're sponges. They're ready. And someone else is going to teach them on the world, on the street, so we're going to teach them so they can have that foundation. So now listen to them, like Crystal said, some of the questions that I have. I remember I had questions I asked my grandma, like on what is it, Palm Sunday when you wear the palm? I was like, Grandma, like, why are we wearing this? And I guess she thought I was just being smart. I was like, I just want to know, like, why are we wearing this? She was like, well, just put it on. And I was like, wow, we go into church all this time, and sometimes we do stuff, and we don't even really know the meaning behind it. So I was like, I heard about the story. Hey, we know it just said Jesus waved the palm, and all. I was like, okay, well, why don't we wave the palm? Why are we wearing it? What's the difference? But I wasn't trying to be disrespectful. I just wanted to know. And as Crystal was saying earlier, I feel like she was all in a little bit of my talk, is that I feel like sometimes we can kind of, we may not even ourselves know. So I guess my goal is just for us to know the word, know the God for ourselves. I know coming up, I grew up in church, I had Sunday school. I know at sometimes a point in my life, I felt like we were at church all the time. Like, goodness, can I just be at home? Like, we got to clean the church, we do this, my mom's teaching the kids, we got to be there early, we clean up late. Like, wow, I basically live in the church, but I understand it now as a foundation that I have it. And now that we have these things for the youth too, is that it's so much out here in the streets that we want to give you somewhere. We want to give you an outlet. We want to give you somewhere that you can go. If you can't talk to someone else, maybe something designed for you. When I come here and I see the kids on their phones and stuff like that, hey, let's go ahead and do the Life Church. Let's get something that's broken down that you understand where you can feel like it's yours. Hey, I got questions about this. I might not be reading on my own, but hey, I want to start. Where do I start? I know I've talked to a lot of people that have been in church all their life, and they don't even know. Like, what I do when I read the Bible? Do I start at Genesis? Do I go all the way out? Do I do that? So I feel like it's an area that a lot of people are asking questions, but nobody really want to ask because you feel like you should know too. But let's get to that point where we can ask. But God was saying now is the time. What time is it? It's now time. Like, I feel like as a child, growing up, I always was like, oh, when I grow up, I want to be a business owner. I want to have my own office. I want to have my briefcase. I want to do this. I want to make money, have nice cars and stuff like that. Who's to know that I will make it to be 38 right now? Because when I look at my time, I look at social media, I'm going down, I'm seeing missing children after missing child, young kids, young black kids, white, Hispanic, and then I'm also seeing on the news who got shot last night. We're talking around, I hear the conversations, but what are we doing to change it? We can talk all day, we can say, oh yeah, it's my city, I don't know, I can move, you can move, but it's crime there too. Like, when are we going to get tired? Because the devil already knows his time is up. He doesn't have that much time. So he's kicking in full gear. What are we going to do? Are we going to let him take everything that we will for, that God knows he's empowered us with the power to come against these evil spirits and things that are actually getting into our children right now? Because they get into the kids, and then it's already into the house. So what are we going to do as a community? We have these rallies, we have these walks, that's awesome. But what are we going to do? Are you praying at home?
Yes.
Do we have time? We have 24 hours in a day, but how much time are we given? I told the kids the other day when we were teaching, I'm a visual person, so I'm just thinking, hey, how God feels. If I'm in the kitchen, let's say I'm in the kitchen, I'm in there cooking breakfast, some of that, I'm your parent. You come in, you walk in, oh, you do this, you go brush your teeth, you didn't never acknowledge me, never say good morning. You're doing this, oh yeah, I'm on my phone, I'm checking social media, I'm on my TikTok, I'm ready to go do a video, I'm going to pull up Instagram, let me see what happened, and let me roll through Facebook, and the hours and hours have passed, but I haven't even said good morning, thank you, Lord, for another day. But yet there's someone else in another situation, they didn't even wake up this morning. They said, hey, I got time. When I get older, I'm going to do this. I'm going to live my life now. I'm a child. I'm going to do it now. We can't say that anymore.
That's right.
Kids are leaving this world as well today. So what do you do when you leave here? What can you say? Is God pleased with you? I know we have our parents, and we tell you to do this, and I understand because I didn't agree with everything my mom said. I didn't understand why I couldn't stay with all my friends and do everything and go to the parties and stuff like they could. I didn't understand that. Me being a parent now, I understand. Hey, some of those people may not be living the same lifestyle or doing some of the things that my mom kind of wanted me to do, so I understand it now, but then I didn't. I can't never go nowhere. I always got to have people stay over here. Now, from then go, she needed everything, their social security number, where they live at, are they going to church on Sunday? Oh, no, you're definitely not staying there. I'm like, on Sunday? So, I mean, I get it. We've been there as a kid, but we do it purposeless because we know, as I mentioned, Satan is busy. He knows that if he can get to you guys, he can get to you now, get you affecting your school with the bullying. I've never seen so much bullying in my life. I mean, I remember a little bit, I get, called, oh, you black, all this kind of stuff, but, just kind of rolled off on me. I had that upbringing at home where, hey, I know you're beautiful. Hey, pretty girl, I got that upbringing. So I knew that what you were telling me is something different, but everybody don't have that. So when I look on social media and I look on the news and kids are killing themselves because their lives are hard, me first as a parent, I'm saying, how do we not know that? How do you not know it's not a change of your child? That they do not like going to school? Are we talking to them? Or am I just going to do my 8 to 5, go pick you up something from McDonald's, go take you to your sport, go home, and let's do it again? When's the last time you actually sat down and talked with your child?
That's good.
Hey, how was your day?
That's good.
How was school today? Anything happen that I need to know about?
Right.
Those conversations that I have on a daily basis with my kids basically help me to help them in certain areas that I didn't even know they were going through. So let's take the time. Like I said, we don't have a lot of time, and I'm sorry to get emotional.
It's good. That's right. Do it, God.
But as a parent, as a community, I feel like we've kind of let our guards down. I remember growing up with certain things I couldn't do at grandma's house. Thank God for my grandmother. She's still living. It's just another blessing as well. But I feel like as a community, we're just like, oh, it's just me, my four, and no more. It's not about that. Me and my daughter, when we go out, we try to see if we can make someone smile, especially elderly when it comes to them. Like I said, kids and elderly have a special place in my heart. But what are we doing just to be a blessing to someone? It's not saying that you always have to do it financially. That's great. God will bless you in doing it that way. But somebody might just need a hug. You ever be thinking on the day and like, hey, why does this person keep popping up in my mind? I don't know what you're going through. But when you pop up in my mind, I'm saying a prayer. I always wonder, like, you see all those social media posts and everyone's like, oh, everyone pray for me, and everyone's with, the prayer hands praying. Are you actually praying? And I was telling somebody, for me, I have to do it right then because I don't want to be a liar.
Say that.
So as I'm typing, praying, I'm saying, Lord God, I don't know what they're going through, but touch them right now in their lives. Like, give them experience. I'm saying it right then because I feel like we have the right intentions, but I look at those and I'm like, hey, are we really doing that much prayer? Because how much will change with it? But I did have some scriptures on here. I feel like I kind of went all over the place. I'm just kind of going from the heart. But as I said, the time is now. What time is it? It's now time. As I mentioned, we're not guaranteed tomorrow. So for the kids, for the young people, for the older people, it's older people too that need love.
Yes.
Too, it's people right now that are going through stuff, but you don't have an outlet. You don't have a way you don't feel like you can express it. You don't want to be a burden to anyone. We got to find it. And if anyone, we know we can talk to God. There's been many nights that I felt like I couldn't really trust. I don't want to be a bother to people. And Lord knows I did the ugly cry. Woken up with mascara and all that over. Who cares about that? But just get it right. If you can't talk to anybody, talk to God. He's there. And that analogy I gave about, you waking up, you doing all this stuff on the day, like, Dad, I don't think about God until I need something. I was telling the kids, I was like, we wake up, we do all this, we get on our phones, we're blessed to do this, we brush our teeth, we get ready for school. Dang, can we just say, good morning, God? Thank you, Lord, for another day. Thank you that you gave me another chance to get it right. Bless me to be a blessing today. Lord, use me. My son has definitely prayed many times about his purpose. He's talked to me about different things too, and I talked to some of his friends when he's playing like the video games too, and I know we had a conversation about one of his friends saying he was too churchy, because like when we're on the game, hey, don't use that language, stop cussing, man, don't do that. And that's because that's the way that I raised him, and you don't want that into your ear. So I hear it, and I was like, well, how does that make you feel? And he said, I don't know, I don't really know if I want to be different. So that was another way for me to have a conversation, because you don't know what your kids are thinking. Sometimes it's not fun to be a Christian to them in their mind. Hey, if I know that you're a Christian, you've been a Christian all your life, you're struggling, you're not doing this, you don't have any victory in your life, why would I want to be a Christian? I come here on Sundays, I feel like Sunday after Sunday, we're doing the same thing, and I don't have any victory in my life. Why would I want to serve God? Why would I want to be different? Why do I want to sacrifice? So I feel like it's now time for us to stop soaking all this information up, taking it home, laying down, doing another day, and let's start sharing it. You don't have to have a child to help some of the youth out here too. We got youth things, and then we're doing in here. Grab a youth, say, hey, this is one person I'll take one of the youth, and I'm going to take them. Maybe I'll take them to lunch. They are asking. They're looking at the rappers. They're looking at the people, the celebrities. Hey, this is how I should live. This is how I should dress, because I know they're successful, but we should be the ones. And that's why I've asked him when I did the testimony earlier. Lord, let it be for your glory. Let my life be for your glory, not about me, not about anyone else, but about you, Lord, that you get the glory. That I can say that, hey, when I started doing this, and this, my life started changing. I didn't have to wait. I didn't have to go get a basketball career. That's great. I wish you the best if you can do basketball. I didn't have to wait to go play basketball so I can do some of those things. But some of these kids have so many burdens on them that they should not have at a young age. I'm worried about, can I go and get some money so I can help out my parents? When you shouldn't have to. That's right. Are we doing the things that God is putting in our that He's asking us to do? Are we tithing? Amen. Are we? Tithing, I mean, we can go deep into that, but, tithing is, it's a covering. You don't want to be cursed. And like when the prophet, when he came here, he said, you're going out and, instead of getting a tithe, let me go ahead and get my tire. That's a stolen tire, because you stole that money from God that was supposed to be there. So I was like, wow, when you put that in perspective, I am stealing. I'm using stolen money, and I want God to bless me. So if we get everything right, we can't do everything at one time. All I ask is that we just start somewhere. We're going into 2020. We got big expectations for the youth, as well as our church, our vision. That's another thing. Do we know the visions of the house? Amen. Our church? I remember at at the old building, we had it laid out here. Yeah. That's something that I was sitting there thinking the other day, I was like, do I know all the visions? Like everything that we want to accomplish? Because if I don't have it in front of me, I'm believing God that He's going to use me to help do that. Amen. When Pastor comes out and he says, hey, some of you guys are going to be, multimillionaires, self-employed, you're going to do that, you're going to have, I don't want to just change it with just my words and wisdom. I want to change it financially. Amen. But as I know, I got to get my house in order first, and then I know that everything else He's going to bless. And so I'm just so looking forward to, I remember your message as well about the 16 days. I know we're 2 days into the year, but hey, don't throw 2019 away yet. Like you said, He still has 2 more days to show His glory, to be glorified. I'm sorry, I didn't really go over anything I wrote down. Sorry. On here, but basically, I just really wanted to do just to kind of prioritize our time. Take time to spend time with our loved ones. I know a lot of times we see on Facebook, and that's usually how I kind of find out how some people passed away. Rest in peace. Oh, this person did this. Let me know now while I'm here. Amen. Let your kids know now before anything changes. God forbids, anything can change in a day. I was thinking about a book. I don't know if anybody's ever read the book Divine Revelation of Hell.
Yes.
Long time read directly, but I did want to go over just one story here directly, because as I mentioned, I'm a visual person, and I think that sometimes we think, heaven or hell, okay, yeah, we can go, you might get burned up, but I don't think we really put into perspective. Mm-hmm. So I was reading just one of the chapters in there, how the ladies, basically whoever didn't read the book, it's basically a lady who's for 40 nights. She actually, in her dreams or in her at night, she actually went to hell. She got to visit it, she got to smell it, and at the end, she did get to actually experience it for herself. So when she started going over some of the stories, I was like, wow, like, this is just an everyday person. This is somebody who went to church every single Sunday. This may be someone that's here. It may be someone like me, that you feel like you're doing everything right, but at home, do you really have the same heart? Type of thing. So there was this one story, and here, hopefully I didn't flip off, and then I'll be done so we can get all the lines up. Let's see. I think I lost my place. Okay, let me go to this one. Sorry, give me just a second.